Did you see my recent video I did on the Realist called Curb Your Realist?
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was hilarious. I dead ass laughed.
Would it be too much to say that I kind of destroyed his logic for that little bit?
Yeah, I imagined him with that Pikachu shocked face.
Like, I just exposed everything that's wrong with this guy, and I got a realist. Someone called a realist fan said, "Hey, this is a realist fan," and he was calling me a clown, and he was saying, "You don't know what you're talking about." I gave him logical points, logical explanations, and he just started typing clown emojis. It's like, I just destroyed your logic and the guy that you support, and you have nothing to say.
It's a classic defense move. You know, when you just, when you want to back out of an argument only because you know you're losing the argument. But yeah, I mean,
and then I called
the Realist fans.
Did you see the video where I called him out?
Was it the latest one?
Yeah, I put it out yesterday. I basically said I want to debate you, and then there was a guy that DM'd me that was kind of showing his the Realist DMs, and he was saying, I'm not gonna debate this kid because he doesn't have enough followers and he's irrelevant to me, and I just share my opinion. I don't do facts really. And he then said if this guy had more subscribers I would care, and who cares about this kid. But I'm like, I'm the only person that's calling you out, and I'm backing it up with logic and fact, and clearly, and there was so many people that DM'd me after that video came out, at least 5, telling me about their experiences, how they DM'd him, how they want to see this debate. He's getting a lot of pressure, and I'm like, the people want to see this. I want to debate you. I'm not going to be other KSI fans who just scream and yell at you. I'm coming with logic and facts, and I will debate you very strongly. And the fact is that you're shielding yourself by saying, oh, he doesn't have enough fans or subscribers. And I'm like, that doesn't matter. If someone's coming at you in a civil way, with good points, then shouldn't you debate them?
Wait, he said that he doesn't do facts? That's what he said?
He said something like that. He said he was I think he was trying, from what I could gather from that DM, he was I just share my opinions. And I'm like, but you literally said in a video how Jake's has a better record than he said something Jake's record is better than KSI's, and that's facts. And whenever he says stuff, he'll say that's a fact, or he'll comments that say this guy speaks facts or whatever. And I'm like, I think he was trying to moving away from the stance of I speak facts and just, oh, this is just my opinion. And I'm like, when you're talking about boxing, you have an opinion on it, but you base that off of facts. We base Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua off of our own personal opinions, but we also use the facts of their boxing records and their skills. It's in boxing, when you make a prediction, you are using your opinion, but you're also backing that up with facts. So that logic just doesn't make sense to me.
The sky is blue, and that's a fact. Now I'm playing. The thing with Realist is he changes the narrative. I know we said this a lot of times. He always brings out facts when it's a pro to his side. Yes, Jake has the better record. I don't know what you want us to say to that. We can't exactly decline it. That doesn't guarantee he's going to win a boxing match.
Yeah.
I mean, Luke Campbell, I think he had a better record. I mean, besides, the losses, he had more wins than Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia still beated him. Anthony Joshua had the better records. Andy Rios still beated him. Records don't exactly... I mean, unless it's, a bunch of losses and 0 wins, I guess. But if it's even a record, records don't speak who wins the fight. If you're going to just say records this and records this, subscriber that and subscriber this, you're showing that you only care about numbers. You know what I mean? And I don't know, dude. With the Realist, it's just, if you don't say what his real abilities are. You know what I mean? Like if you don't say what KSI can do with his technicality in boxing, then you're being biased because you have to look at what KSI can do, not just what his record is. Like, yes, he fought like a windmill against Logan Paul, but that's not how he always fights.
Exactly.
Yes, Joe Weller didn't do nothing against him at the KSI's fault, but how is that KSI's fault? It's Joe Weller's fault.
Yeah, and it's like Realist said that like Joe Weller and Logan Paul like weren't fighters, and I'm like, the difference is that Joe and Logan, well, Joe Weller showed more technique than Gib and Nate. I think that's fair to say, right?
Yeah, that's
exactly. It's like, and then Logan actually had the ability to beat KSI, whereas Nate Robinson, Deji, Ben Askren, Gib, they never had a chance at beating Jake, and Jake was constantly dominating. And those two fights were not easy fights for KSI. Those were hard fights for him. And I don't know why Realist thinks that Logan isn't a fighter, because Logan, he is a fighter. He just doesn't have that killer instinct that would give him that final click. And it's like, Floyd May, I think Realist was making the example that, like, oh, well, Jake's knocked out guys in, like, 1 and 2 rounds. And I'm like, that's cool and impressive. And I'm like, but, like, look at Floyd Mayweather. He's, like, one of the greats, but he doesn't get first-round knockouts. Like, people were saying, how is it that Jake knocked out Joe in 1 round, but KSI had to do it in 3? And I'm like, that's because KSI was told by Vidal, do not out-punch yourself, and that's why he wasn't, like, going ham. But when he did go ham, Joe Weller got TKO'd. And it's like, just because you don't knock somebody out in 1 round doesn't mean you're inferior to somebody else. It's like, Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather are amazing people, great boxers, but, like, Tyson knocks out people early, Mayweather does it later, but they're still greats.
Yeah, and to be fair, the Joe Weller that Jake knocked down early, that wasn't the same Joe Weller KSI fought, because
he was also hungover, and he hadn't trained in a year, so it was like, of course he's gonna get knocked down. He didn't get knocked out, he got knocked down.
But, like, dude, how do you say this? Like, they didn't even fight. They didn't give Joe Weller prep time. You know what I mean? It was just like a random ass, hey, you want to come over? Sure, box, boom. And Joe Weller tried with KSI, tried as much as he could without the, stress of being scared and stage fright, what's so not. But they fought two different mentalities of Joe Weller. And it's just not comparable. I mean, if it was on stage, then that would have been comparable. But how are you going to claim you knocked down a hanged over, drunk, haven't fought in a while Joe Weller, and compare that to actually trained, went to press conferences, and put actual boxing gloves on, no headgears Joe Weller? Like, those are two different people at this point.
Oh my god, Jake Paul just posted a video of him pulling a fire truck and said, I'm literally a tow truck. Ben Askren eating Oreos right now.
That's kind of funny.
I know, but it's like, I hate when Jake and Logan post stuff of like them like lifting weights and stuff, because I'm like, cool, you can pull like a fire truck, but like that doesn't matter in boxing. This is like, Ben's gonna lose to Jake, but like that stuff like is just for like hyping yourself up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's like in the KSI versus Logan promo. Logan posted a video, and it was in the trailer of just him lifting trees. It didn't exactly help you win the fight.
Yeah. So who do you think is KSI's new trainer? Because he just got a new trainer.
Well, I think it's the legendary. Well, I don't think it's. I just hope it's the legendary Teddy Atlas. And I texted Realist in a alt account.
Yeah.
You want to know who he said he thinks is the coach?
Who?
He says everyone is saying is Shane McGuinn. I don't know how to pronounce his name properly.
Yeah.
And he is a UK trainer.
Yeah.
But personally, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think the boxing coach matters if you don't comply with him. I feel like KSI had a hard time complying with Vidal.
He did?
Yeah, they're good friends and all, but I don't know what... Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to mute my mic for a bit. Hold on. Sorry, never mind. So they're good friends and all, but KSI seemed to like have his moments and Vidal where they just butted heads. There was even the infamous clip where Vidal slapped him like when he had his headgear on.
Yeah. Well,
Like they're not bad friends. They just KSI can sometimes be a little what's the word?
difficult.
Yeah, difficult. Like a mule. He's a little hard headed sometimes.
Yeah, well, I
I'm not
think.
calling him a bad guy, but he can be a little hard headed.
Well, I think that, the good thing about that clip was, though, that it showed that Vidal isn't, like, a yes man, and he's gonna, like, they told him how it was, like, they said, that's how you're gonna box Logan, you're gonna lose. So, like, to me, that's, I like that they pushed him that far. But I think, again, I don't think KSI v. Jake is gonna happen until next year, and, like, late into next year, because at this point, KSI is gonna have other fights. And so that's why I'm kind of like, this is the narrative right now, but, like, in a year from now, it's going to be completely different. Because when KSI beats guys and whoever his trainer is, like, people will get a new perspective on that. Like, everyone thought that KSI would destroy Jake before Jake fought Gibb, and then Jake fought Gibb, and the narrative changed. So I just wish that people had more open minds to KSI and his abilities.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them for thinking that KSI's not a good boxer because it's only what he's shown. I'm gonna put this on KSI's fault for staying inactive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't like that he's staying inactive. Like, I understand what he's doing, but I'm like, at some point, it's gotta go. Because he's gonna do a music tour in October, and I was hoping he would, like, fight again at the end of the year, and I'm like, it just makes me nervous. Like, even if KSI, like, has no chance at winning against Jake, and, everything is against him, I'll still back him, but, like, I'll be realistic and be like, Jake's most likely gonna win. So.
Yeah, man, I don't know. The worst part is that Jake was the underdog at the beginning.
Yeah.
And we saw a few fights, and casuals changed their mind, and all of a sudden, KSI's the underdog.